Okay, since the Apple killed my cost stream at the time when the actual event was happening, let's do it right now quickly. So what they have announced is a new iPhone 13 Pro, new iPhone 13, Apple Watch Series 7, iPad Mini, and just an iPad. And so let's just quickly go through it and let's go, like, I guess, in the order that they've started. iPad got A13 Bionic chip, 64 gigs of storage starts. It's still sort of, I mean, the cheapest iPad, yes. It's not that particularly great. I mean, again, like the iPads were plenty fast for a long time already. Just two models, 64 to 56 gigabytes. Nothing too special, really. It's the old design, basically. And what did they do? They didn't do anything really. They just added a new chip. Even the Touch ID button is still there. So I guess, yeah, like nothing really. They still even using Lightning connector, which is like, what the hell are you doing at this point? So this is like not particularly interesting. The only interesting thing is that it starts, yeah, at $329, and for $329, like that could be quite an interesting sort of device. Not even like, yes, for kids probably, like if you're going to school whatever and your parents can afford to buy you like an iPad or whatever, it's pretty good, I guess. But also that could be kind of interesting device if you just want to probably like make an, I don't know, like a, what do you, like, yeah, like a little gift, I guess, for your parents, for like your elder parents maybe, who don't want to like use, like, let's say a Mac computer, because maybe even that is like a bit too complicated. That could be actually quite a decent device. 329, 64 gigs of storage. I wonder if you're ordering more than this, like, how much does it cost? Let's say 256, and let's say 470. Well, that's not particularly great. 470. That's already like 480 actually. Yeah, and this is not like, yeah, this is without cellular. With cellular, it's already $600. So it's not even that cheap, to be honest. And the jump is pretty steep when you go in from 64 gigs to 256. It's like what, $150 basically, right? Yeah, $150, which is $150 for less than 200 gig, well, about 200 gigs of storage. I mean, for $150 you can buy like 512 SSD from like Samsung or something like that. So as usual, Apple charging way too much money for the storage, as per greedy busters that Apple is. So that's that. Okay, nothing too special, to be honest. Again, maybe like a gift to your parents or elder parents, and maybe for kids, but whatever. The same pencil, the old one, and again, they still didn't get rid of Lightning garbage port, didn't replace it with USB-C, and the rest, like all this True Tone and blah 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 blah. I mean, for, if we're talking like for $600 for new one with cellular for 600, I mean, you can buy probably like in a very very good condition used one, like iPad Pro 10.5 inch, the one I have basically, and that has basically the same features and like 12x chip, not A13, but whatever. It's probably gonna be like the same speed, but that one has 120 hertz refresh rate, and this one doesn't. So if anything, if you're not afraid of like used models, basically, which you shouldn't be at all, yeah, for my money anyway, iPad Pro 10.5 inches would be better than this one if you're buying like a high-end model cellular for $600. Like, yeah, instead just go with like an used one, but like in a great condition, whatever, maybe like in Amazon deal or something like that. So yeah, that's kind of by the by sort of thing. At 320, the base model of this, yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, obviously you wouldn't get like ultra wide, like center stage thing. Okay, yes, but come on. The rest is still the same, and the rest is still the same limitations with the iPad OS that I personally do not like at all. And when they've announced they're splitting iPhone iOS, right, and iPad OS, I thought like, oh cool, like maybe they will do something with this that would be useful in iPad OS 15. Maybe they will do something good. We'll see. I haven't installed, haven't tried it yet, but hopefully there is at least like normal way of selecting apps to appear like on one or the other side after what, like 5 years or something like this. They have finally come up with something, whatever. By the by. So yeah, that's that. All right, what else do we have? So iPad Mini, again, 64 gigs with 256 storage, either this or that. I mean, that's skimmish on Apple side once again, because they probably know that you will update to 256, because there is no like free SKUs, right? It's just 64 is not much at all by the modern standard. Not much at all. So probably you're gonna go for 256, and that's probably gonna be quite a steep update. It's an interesting device, but I don't know. Like I feel like whichever the Samsung Galaxy whatever Fold 3 right now, it's probably the same size as this. This is like 8 inches, right? I think 8.3 or something like that. What's the size of it? 8.3 inches. Yeah, I feel like Galaxy Fold is something like that in the unfolded state, which is, yeah, a little bit ridiculous to think of. But at least this one got USB-C. That's good. No Face ID camera, but this button Touch ID. I don't understand why they have to like there are giant bezels here. The iPhone bezels are smaller than this, I'm pretty sure. I doubt that they like couldn't fit the Face ID right here. I really doubt it. It's just they're, I don't know, cutting costs, I guess, or something. But this shit costs quite a lot of money. What is it like? It starts at 500. Okay, it's not that bad, actually. 500. But the second you update your storage, it's already 650. It's already 650, and then yeah, 650 once again, like, or 800 for a cellular model. That's a pretty steep price. Like I don't know, like if, I mean they have 5G right now, so it's like, do they have 5G in this thing? Yeah, they have 5G, so at least it kind of makes sense to go with cellular if you have 5G and whatnot. But that's 800 for a very small device. I don't know. I don't know about that. But yeah, at least it's interesting now because of USB-C. But then again, they're being assholes, and I will never forgive Apple for removing the the headphone jack from iPads. With iPhones, okay, they've made it. They've made a point in one of their like whatever interviews that there's like very limited space inside of the iPhones, but the iPad is giant. Come on, you tell me that you can't like fit here 3.5 millimeter jack or here whatever. Come on, get the fuck out of here. There's a lot of space inside, really a lot of space inside. So this I will never forgive them for. So it's like that's the reason why I'm still sticking with my iPad Pro 10.5, because it has a headphone jack, and that's amazing. I don't want I don't want to deal with like fucking dongles and whatnot. Like it's annoying. Why would you do that? But yeah, pretty decent camera. Nothing too special. Ultra wide once again. That's pretty good, I guess, if you're using that center stage thing. I don't know. To me, seems like more of a gimmick, to be honest. But I guess I'm not a target audience for Apple products now for like very long time already. So there's that, I guess. Like, okay, if you're a target audience, I guess it's cool. I don't know. Even on 10.5, when I had to do some some sort of creative work with like thumbnail covers, stuff like that, basically 10.5 was small enough already to like do proper stuff in like Affinity Designer, for example, stuff like that. How can you do things on like 8 inches? I don't know. I don't know. It feels too small. Again, like even my bigger iPad feels small. This one is even smaller. Don't know about that, but yeah, it's kind of looks cute. Kind of looks interesting. If anything, if anything, like if you attach some sort of like controller on the left and on the right, that would be basically like Steam console, Steam Deck, Valve's Steam Deck. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, don't know. It's an interesting product, I guess. The power is there. The power was always there, but now, and they've tried to avoid it, but they are using new A15 Bionic chip, which is really good. So like they give you all the power basically. Then we go to their Apple Watch Series 7, and this is something that I didn't notice before, but like you see, like for the product like iPad Mini, you have tech specs here, right? And for Apple Watch, there isn't, and there wasn't even for Series 6. Why Apple Watch and not like here's your tech specifications? For tech specifications, it's easier to go to freaking Google and type this and actually find the tech spec, and then go into like real nitty-gritty sort of details. What is there? Like what's the screen size and blah blah blah, all of that stuff. Here they don't even like, they're literally selling you like this accessory, not like a tech device, which is kind of interesting. Design didn't change. I've seen rumors, right, like that they would sort of follow the same sort of square kind of a look like they've done with the iPhones, but they haven't changed it, and instead they've went with this like curved design, which I don't like, because obviously if you bump into something, now you're not bumping into metal that would have just had a scratch or whatever. Now you're bumping into a glass, and now you're bumping into more glass than even 6 Series 6, because this one now in Series 7 it goes even more to the edges basically, which is like not improving your durability at all, which is I don't know. Again, I have become like not Apple's target audience long time ago. Apparently, I'm just using it because I don't really like Android, to be honest. And prior to Apple like CSAM garbage shit that they're trying to pull off, scanning photos on your device and stuff like that. Prior to that, they've been pretty good about security and privacy. And that's like one of the biggest things that I sort of want to see from the products, from the tech products, is being secure, being private, and like not tracking you everywhere and shit like that. You know, not selling your data and all of that kind of stuff. That to me is more important than some little garbage feature that I don't give a fuck about. But yeah, I guess if your target audience, again, like they have this even bigger screen now, this is actually pretty cool that they now have like really big screen. Really big screen, rather big screen compared to like the watches. The funny, or not funny at all, actually, it's pathetic that they still sell Series 3. I think they've mentioned, right, on their I think they've mentioned on their press conference that they will still sell it. This is just insanity. Yeah, Series 3. Like can you just imagine? Can you look at those devices and tell me which one does not belong here? You know, like what the fuck. Plus, they have this Apple Watch SE, right? So although like maybe not particularly amazing, but it's still there, and it has this like new design and rounded corners and whatnot. And from what I've heard from developers, Series 3 is a nightmare to work with. It's garbage. Yet they still have it. And what's interesting, as far as I remember, the Apple Watch SE and Series 3, like the difference in price is like $50 or something, Let me double check quickly. And so it kind of doesn't make a lot of sense to kind of steal. Yeah, okay. So this one is $200, right? And SE is the same. Okay, well, okay, it's $80 difference. So instead of going with this model like to like 230, let's say, or something like that, because let's be honest, this is also not a new model really. Instead of going lower price with SE and just discontinuing this garbage Series 3, they're still going with it. It's pretty pathetic, to be honest, and pretty hard for developers to support this garbage. I think this is the only probably product I think I've heard. Oh, I forgot who said it, but I think this is the only product that is not 64-bit supported. It's a 32-bit product, and so obviously it's going to be a little bit of a different code and whatnot. And yeah, I just don't get it. Like, $1 trillion company can't just go a little bit down with the price of their like SE model and just forget about Apple 3, whatever. So yeah, Apple Series S, right? Bigger screen. Again, always on display. It wasn't in Series 6, I'm pretty sure. New colors, whatever. Like this one, I think is gonna be the only one, right? That will get like actual QWERTY keyboard, which is that's kind of a software limitation to upsell you the actual devices, the whatever how many dollars is gonna be. We'll take a look, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not such a big fan of like Apple Watches in general. To me, it just feels like because they've never gotten into like an week long sort of better life, which for me would have like justified the purchase of like fitness watch basically that tells you, hey, go move, whatever, do some, I don't know, do some stuff. And then, yeah, if you need to charge yet another device every whatever, even every 2 days, it's like that's a bit much. And like those things like ECG or like oxygen level, yeah, I guess it's neat, but doesn't justify to me at least spending so much money and then like using or like not using but worrying about yet another device that you need to charge. Doesn't do anything really. That like all this exercises, yeah, it's cool that it's on the wrist, but you can use your iPhone with like installed millions of them application and just tap like, oh, hey, this is the workout, boom, let's go. Yeah, it's not gonna measure like your calories and whatnot absolutely precisely, but come on, like it's not that like that's that special or not that necessary anyway. So yeah, basically no technical details, bunch of like blah 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 maps, whatever, reply with this, reply with that, like yeah, not that interesting. And the price, I forgot again, like did they mention the price? Did they? Yeah, it's not even here, so I guess only like if we go and like take a look at their presentation and I think they've mentioned right at the very end somewhere probably about the pricing. I hope they did. Probably not. No, really? Huh. Very interesting. Or did I just skip this somehow? Oops. Did I just? Oh yeah, here it was. Okay. Yeah, so $400. Okay, well, 200, 280, and then 400. Yeah. I don't know. Again, luxury accessory. This time around, it actually looks like the Series like SE should have been, with the bezels actually going all the way up, basically to the corners. Right here, right? Although even with this one, they kind of cheating a little bit because it's all black, right? And you can't really see where the corners are, but they're like definitely closer. They're like way closer. But whatever. For $100, I don't know. Do they like? Oh, and this is the cheapest model, right? You can go up to whatever steel. Cause this is aluminum, right? You can go with steel models and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, and then they haven't added anything here, right? Or yeah, they haven't added it. Like let's say stainless steel. $800 for stainless steel. Like this is crazy money. Oh, this is Series 6 even. This is insane. Like what the fuck? Oh, whatever. Not my again. Like I'm not a target audience for this kind of stuff anymore. Apparently. So and again, like they don't have tech specs yet for the Series 7, so you can't even take a look at that part of the thing. And I don't. Do they publish how many like gigs of storage in terms? Oh yeah, okay, 32 gigs in SE model. That's pretty good actually. 32 gigs is like you can actually put like some local music on it. Quite a lot of it actually. The same is with S model and the third one generation. It's probably 16. Okay, well even that is pretty decent actually. Because obviously not like you can't like rely on cellular always. Or yeah, 8 or 16. Okay, because I remember that some model was with 8 gigs. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Again, I'm not a target audience, so I guess it's cool. Whatever. Then we get to the iPhone 13. I don't know about it. Um, it is cool that the design have changed, right? Um, I kind of like this design, right? Which was it, like iPhone 5, I think, right? Well, no, iPhone 4 was like that. Yeah, I think I have even I like iPhone 4 somewhere laying around. That's a cool design. However, what was great about that phone, iPhone 4, for example, iPhone 5 for that matter, I think iPhone 5 as well, that this panel was metal, obviously. Was it metal? No, it was not. No, it was not. It was glass as well. Yeah. Okay. Now I remember. That was what was bad about that design. Yeah. That no matter how you drop your phone, you screwed. Yeah. That's why I'm still using iPhone 6s Plus because it has actually metal back, and so yeah, and 3.5 millimeter jack. So, but yeah, this one is not that interesting because I actually preferred back when they had which was it, iPhone, like let's say 10s. They've had normal lens, wide angle lens, and then they've had telephoto lens, and now they had wide and ultra wide. I think it's bullshit. I don't know how many people actually need ultra wide. At least in my experience, I way more often would need like a telephoto lens because I want to get closer somewhere, but I cannot. Let's say, I don't know, like even stupid example, like you're in a zoo and you want to sort of zoom into whatever, animal that is in its habitat. You can't do it with ultra wide, obviously. So in my opinion, after 10s, all those iPhones 11, 12, and now 13, they're all kind of useless in terms of they don't have a camera that I need. And like, yeah, double cameras that you cannot kind of use is kind of, well, it's kind of useless. Cinematic mode, like just relying on the algorithms. This is good for like sort of bullshit like YouTube video or something like that. You would never do this on a film set, obviously. Never. Because this is the crucial thing that you do. You pull focus. Because you want to, sort of control the audience's attention. And you will never rely on this garbage fucking machine learning or whatever to do that. It's just insanity. So this is not interesting at all, basically. The photos, like it looks okay until you start to zoom into it. Oh my god, we cannot just zoom into it, because yeah, like the second you start to zoom into it, oh my god, can you like stop scrolling around? You can see a lot. Like this is there is no details here, you see. It's just like just a, like it is almost as if somebody painted it. There's nothing here, there's no details basically. So although like it looks okay from the side, and the same with bricks, right? You can see with the bricks, it's just a mess. It's just like a brush painting basically. Even a cheap camera like $1,000 like mirrorless camera will give you better results. And this is, mind you, in a really greatly lit scenarios. You can see like giant light on the back, giant like soft light in front. You can see how it spills all over here. It's a greatly lit scene, and the results are not particularly amazing. The same here, like if you start zooming in, there's going to be no details in the hairs basically. So yeah, it's cool to put like, it's a cool like camera to post photos on Instagram or whatever. But if you're talking about serious work, like this is not a serious camera, not at all. Yeah, in a daylight, when like it has like a perfect sort of perfect lighting conditions, yeah, it's fine, it's good. And like photo like that, especially when like this blur feature doesn't like do like really crazy stuff, like cut off some like hair or whatever, when you can't really notice the depth kind of, the depth map, if it actually does the job correctly. And it's good photo. And you can't, probably you wouldn't be able to sort of, if you put side by side like this photo and something shot like on a full frame camera, well maybe not full frame but like APS-C size, let's say, probably maybe even this one would look better, especially in terms of highlights, because this one probably retains more of the dynamic range, because it's probably doing some smart HDR features and whatnot. And to achieve that the same effect, you would need to actually go into the like editing whatever Lightroom and actually edit a little bit your photo. But if you shoot raw on just a normal mirrorless camera, you could achieve this result easily, no problems whatsoever. But it's the usual thing with this kind of stuff, is that like and here as well, like it's a good photo, right? It's a backlit. You can see quite a lot of dynamic range. I'm pretty sure they're probably bouncing the light into them with some big, like behind the scene, like a big white sort of board or whatever. And to achieve that kind of shot, like you can see like a lot of details, like in the sky gradient. Here is like already getting clipped. Yes, here is getting clipped. But to achieve this kind of results, you would need to work a little bit. But if you shoot raw, again, like on pretty much any mirrorless camera, you can just pull a couple sliders and achieve the same result. Yeah, obviously, like in the phone, you're just getting it straight of a camera. But I mean, if this is done without bouncing light into them, if it's all just camera doing its, like they're saying, smart HDR, that's pretty neat. Because for a photo like that, I would say you need to probably bounce the light into them, at least to some degree, or maybe like quickly, like maybe, yeah, on a camera, shoot like a bracket photo with like highlights and a normal stuff, at least like that, to recover the highlights. Or just in general, you would need to spend some time in the editing to actually do the correct sort of exposure and everything like that. If this is all just the phone doing against the bright sun, that's a decent photo, I would say. But then once again, like once we get into the low light scenario, and this is the wide angle, super wide angle or whatever, ultra wide angle. Like, do you really need photos like that? Like, I don't get it really. That's a pretty decent photo. Once again, to achieve all this like even sort of lighting, and especially like to give the sky this kind of blues and like really kind of good contrast and everything, you would need to spend a little bit of time. It's good that the phone just does it, you know. But then again, the second you will start to zoom in into these things, right? Like the second you will do that, you will like realize that, you know, I mean, it does hold up to some extent. It does hold up to some extent on this particular shot. Okay, I'll give you that. It's just when it goes to like low light, then it's the same. It's the same small sensor. You can't beat the physics. You can do however many all this like smart HDRs and night mode and whatnot, but the physics is the physics. There is not enough light to capture like proper good photos. So if A15 Bionic, great cheap, of course. All of that stuff. What I don't, privacy, fucking Apple. The balls that they have after the things that they try to pull off and probably will, with CSAM detection on your phone, scanning your private fucking photos. Assholes. And they're including this shit. Fucking assholes. Game changing chip, I don't know how it's game changing. Now they have like the 2 fast cores and 4 efficient cores. I don't remember how it was previously, but I bet it was like, was it 2x2? I don't remember actually. But it doesn't matter. Like again, even my old 6S Plus phone, it is still plenty fast. It's like whatever. And obviously any new phone, like any phone in the past like 4 years, iPhone, I mean, it's plenty fast. iPhone 15 features, yeah. Yeah, this built privacy built in exactly. Now it is unlocked. Now it is unlocked. You don't even lock it anymore, Apple. You don't even lock it anymore, assholes. So yeah, iPhone 13 mini, not that interesting. What's more interesting, at least to me, and also it's not that cheap. Remember the times when the flagship iPhones didn't start at $700? They started like 600, 550 maybe even. Do you remember that? I kind of do. And now it is, yeah, 700. And this is mini, so it is 800 actually. For like a regular standard iPhone that's been like, yeah, I'm even tempted to search it. Yeah, 650. It was 650, and even that was already, I think, more than 6 and 6S, 6S Plus, right? Um, so yeah, like the prices have gone up and up and up and up. It's just ridiculous at this point. I don't know. It's discontinued. That's like that was already like older stuff. Whatever. not gonna search for it right now, but it was definitely less money than $800 for a phone that does not even like, they removed specifically the telephoto camera. I'm pretty sure, I'm thinking at least, that they probably thought like, or probably even like saw the statistics somehow, that a lot of people use telephoto, and so let's put telephoto camera into our Pro model. So people need to spend more money, even more money. How much is 13 Pro? $900,000. $1,000 to get a telephoto lens. This is insanity. But this one is at least more interesting this time around because, well, it's more interesting this time around. They've actually had some interesting like video features for once. Yeah. And promotion display. Super Retina XDR display with promotion. I've tweeted that like 1980s kids called and asked Apple to not call their products these ridiculous names, like completely made up bullshit, like Super Retina XDR with promotion. What are you, 7 or something? The colors are actually quite meh. I don't get it. Like, this is not a silver. This is like off white color. Graphite, meh. Gold, meh. Blue is. It's not a blue, really. Like, it's not a deep blue or what. I don't know. The colors are kind of meh. Probably like this off white, which they call silver, I would go for, I guess. But yeah, this notch is still there. Got smaller, but whatever. It's still there. LiDAR, everything where it should be. This is at least interesting. This is the stupidest shit that I've ever heard. Macro lens on a wide angle lens. There is a reason why macro lenses are usually like 60 millimeters, 100 millimeters, etc. Because you don't want, like with your phone, with your camera, you don't want to get very close to like a bee, for example, or like to an insect, or to, in this case, like a flower or whatever. So you're going to be touching, it's like, I think they've mentioned it's like 2 centimeter close distance, close focus distance. This is ridiculous. Yeah, 2 centimeter. So like, it doesn't make any sense. The macro lens, this is the beauty of macro lens, that you can stay sort of a little bit further away, but still take like the macro photography image, and they've went with ultra wide. It does not make any sense to me. The only sense I'm doing the work for Apple in justifying it is that if you would go with like telephoto lens, first of all, it's probably like shittier telephoto lens than they have ultra wide, and then probably the depth of field would be very sort of small with telephoto lens, and this, because it is ultra wide, you kind of have at least like whatever couple millimeters sort of, well, not couple millimeters, probably like a centimeter of focusing sort of area, and with telephoto that could have been like literally like this little portion or whatever. This is the only justification. But again, like, I'm doing the work for Apple, and I'm not sure about that. Macro video, okay, well, it's kind of interesting. This is an interesting shot, for example. I can give you that. But then once again, like, wouldn't it be more interesting if you can like zoom into something and actually have like a whatever, like a little close up of, some little bug doing something or something like that. I don't know about that. Low light, once again, any decent camera will, and again, this is a garbage sort of indication of anything. Yeah, okay, you can see some stars, I'll give you that, and you can see that it is extremely dark. There's something on the background there. I'm assuming like some sort of wood, mountain, something. So it is super dark. Without this, you wouldn't see anything, right? And so apparently there are just like a lot of stars there. So it's not even a big sort of congratulation to the Apple team or whatever. They just found like a really, really dark spot where you would see some stars. And I bet if we like zoom into this photo, like, well, you can't really, right? But if we would like zoom like really into that photo, it's probably gonna be like blurry, just a couple dots and nothing. There's not really much details there, that's for sure. And they've just, they just they were just shining a lot of light, just torches to illuminate something, because otherwise you wouldn't see any details whatsoever. And again, like even like a cheap, like $1,000 old mirrorless camera would give you results like that easily. You're not even a 1,000, like even $400 Panasonic G7 will give you that result easily. Better results, most likely. So that's not a great sort of indication of anything. The ultra wide camera that captures 92% more light, that's basically most likely, right? It's because they've went probably from like aperture like 2.8 to something like aperture 2 or something like that, which is the ultra. Yeah, it is exactly that, 1.8. And let's just take a look. Let's try to take a look at the iPhone, and there, iPhone 12. No, not 12. Was it 12? Yeah, where's the 12 Pro? What the fuck? It's so annoying that Apple just removes freaking specifications for their phones the second they kind of, yeah, the second they're done with it, annoying as hell. Ultra wide 2.4 aperture, yeah. So that's basically because they went, there's 92% more light is because they went with from the aperture 2.4 to the aperture 1.8. That's it. That's your almost two times, almost 100% more light. That's all they've done. They've made a better lens, which they should have done in the first place, let's be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so sort of tired of this like very incremental updates from Apple. Look, it's once again like it's just a mess. There is no details there. There is no details there. You can see like giant, well, you see like the compression in the sky, but there's no details there. There's no details here. The second there, like her skin looks plastic. The building on the background, there is no detail when we get to the darker parts of it. It's the same old story. Like, yes, the iPhone is okay for Instagram photos, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. But once we get into like low light, it's not even good, really, realistically, even for Instagram. Well, for Instagram maybe, but that's it. Yeah, again, this feature, like nobody, like they're trying to, this cinematic garbage. They're trying to like push this as if they will like, or like they will like, as if any filmmaker ever will actually give like the iPhone the ability to focus the attention of the viewer. That's not how it works, and it's never how it will work, because this focus thing is the only crucial thing that you cannot change ever, like in even in the raw videos. So nah, not happening. Whatever is there, I don't even care. I don't know what the fuck am I watching right now. What, like, that you have previews for the settings? Holy shit, really? This is whatever. This is the only feature that is sort of interesting. ProRes, and the fact, I think they've said it, that they definitely said it, that they will have like a depth map, and that you will be able to, and by the way, telephoto lens 2.8 aperture still is garbage. There should be 1.8 for a long time already. In fact, iPhone XS. Did I mute myself? Apparently I did. Telephoto lens on iPhone 13 Pro is f2.8, and on iPhone XS is 2.4. So 3 years later, we've got worse aperture on the iPhones, on the higher spec, more than $1,000 iPhone. Worse specs than on a 3 years old phone. How about that? Progress, innovation, Apple's innovation. Yeah, this is pathetic. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the iPhones are absolutely like not my thing anymore, I guess. Promo again, like, this is at least like iPhone 13 Pro. This is at least something to sort of something interesting. Promotion display, and the fact that there is something interesting for the video side of it, it's okay at least. The rest of them are just not. But then again, like $1,000 price point is insane. This is insane. And this is like for what? $1,000 it is. Which model is this? The how many? 128 gigabyte, which is not that much if we're talking right now about like ProRes videos and like raw photos and stuff like that. So you would want to go at least for 256. This is 1.1K. This is a price. This is more than the price of a MacBook Air, on which you can do a shit ton of work, like actual work, video editing, photo editing, freaking like whatever, basically, with the M1 chip, right? And this is the price of a fucking iPhone nowadays. Crazy. So yeah, and again, the privacy is built in, and the lock is not closing even anymore. What a fucking joke. But I wanted to take a look. Where did they talk about the actually like the video features? Because I think I've caught that in their presentation that they will do something interesting, that they will save like that I don't want to fucking play this because YouTube will probably ban my stream. Okay, I'm gonna play it, but I'm not gonna play it. I just wanted, depth map that is built into the video. After the capture, you can do this after the capture. So this feature is interesting. In fact, this is this one. Which one? There was this camera. Oh my god, was it like Litra or something like that? Litra, yeah. That was this Litra camera, right? That could actually do this, but yeah, it was quite garbage in its resolution and in stuff like that. That you could selectively choose focus afterwards, and you could choose like different depth of field. So this, yeah, this is actually interesting. ProRes video again, like they didn't say anything about it. But again, like you can even see even here like um the details like there, it's just mushy stuff in the darker areas. It's just mushiness. Like it doesn't look nice. It kind of looks cool, but then again, like it kind of looks cool for a phone. But that's because there's a giant light shining here. There's a giant light, probably, yeah, on the other side, probably, or at least a bounce or whatever. But this is not a great video. Not really. Like it looks like a very cheap sort of DSLR look. Really, nothing special here. This is the only cool feature, and I'm not sure like how. I need to read more about it. I'm not sure how this cinematic mode is. This the cinematic mode that will be the same. That will be the same for the what's it called, for the iPhone 13 regular one, or is it gonna be only limited for iPhone 13 Pro? Because if this is the cinematic mode that still will be on the iPhone 13, then probably you don't even need to go to the Pro models if you don't really need like the high refresh rate display. But one interesting feature from Apple in the whole year, I don't know. I don't think it is really that great of an output. And I still don't understand. I still don't know like when can we wait? When can we expect? I mean, the MacBook Pros, the redesigned MacBook Pros. I still don't know about it. We don't know. Like, I mean, hopefully September, hopefully in October, hopefully next month they will announce them, and that's gonna be hopefully like a good, actually good redesign with like, yeah, MagSafe back, hopefully like SD card very fast, hopefully like maybe even UHS free, full size, hopefully, right? Hopefully HDMI, that would be also great. I don't expect it really, but even SD card and MagSafe would be already very good additions. So yeah, I mean, again, I'm apparently not at all anymore sort of target audience for Apple products. More I'm critiquing them more and more, because back in the day, back when I started liking Apple, back when I chose to go with Apple root instead of like Windows and Android and whatnot, I've done it for usability, for ease of use, for like the feature set, for the privacy, for all of for many things, and for attention to details. When Steve Jobs was around, and couple years after that, his legacy was still there basically, and people kind of paid a lot of attention to usability and everything. And now, not really. Now, Apple is so big that they don't care really about way too many things that I've really liked Apple for. And now they're just pumping $800 watches, $1,000 phones, and like $250 box freaking headphones that you can't even replace battery properly. So it's all like just disappointment after disappointment after disappointment with Apple, for me anyway. So yeah, kind of a bit of a sad state of affairs nowadays. But yeah, that's been a little bit of a recap of what Apple announced, with obviously a lot of my shitting on Apple sort of comments. But yeah. Okay. If you like this video, yeah, please do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and bye bye.